has this putt for the par to remain there and to finish its tournament, and let them come to him.
Well, if that bunker shot was the most important bunker shot he's had in a long time, then this is the most important putt he's had in his golf life.
Of course, green's still slow today, Jack,
The greens were a little bit quicker today because we didn't really have the rain, but they're still on the slower side, but he's putting sort of a reasonably quick putt from where he is. Not a fast putt, but a reasonably quick putt.
I'm going to hazard a guess as to which way this may go.
Well, I putted from the other direction, but I think it's pretty straight.
Okay.
This is for par to finish the tournament at 4 under.
Which would be 280. Oh,
yeah.
What courage. What a pour. What a tournament.
So Roger Davis right now is the leader in the scoring hut at 4 under, and we'll be back to Muirfield in just a moment. All right, this is just a few moments ago. Payne Stewart for par. And he misses it at the 16th hole, so drops down to 3 shots off the lead with those tough holes ahead of him.
He's missed a lot of putts here on the back nine, Jack.
Faldo for par.
Hold on.
More par.
Another par. Now, the leader. Bob Rosberg.
Hazinger from 190 yards, Jack. Probably hitting a 7-iron out of the rough. He's going to have to land it way short.
Nice shot.
Nice shot. Terrific. He loves it, Jack.
Now we're at the 15th. 417 yards. Now we've gone up to the 16th tee.
You noticed most of the fellas have left the ball short and to the right. And we talked about that wind, and it's most of the fellas are probably playing 3-iron, and they think they can get it up, but they really should be playing 2 here. 2-iron is really probably the right club. I think Roger Davis is the only one that's probably that we've seen that hit the ball far enough, and he tried to force it through the wind and hooked it over the back left. But most everybody else has been shortened to the right.
Why is that, Jack? You're shooting a little uphill, aren't you? You can't feel that wind?
Yeah, you're shooting a little uphill, Dave, and you got the wind coming over the top of the people up there, and as the ball gets up in the air, then the wind hits it. It's a lot stronger up there than it is when you're standing on the tee, and you just, and everybody feels like when the pin's in the back of the green, they don't want to take too much club and throw it over. They like to be underneath the hole, and it's a good thought, but it's not necessarily work that way all the time.
All right, you saw there that this bogeys have outscored birdies about 3 to 1 here in the tournament. So
he might like 3 here and just go on to the 17th hole.
Just par him to death.
That's right. Okay, Nick. 2-iron or 3-iron, we're guessing. The way he stood there, I think he likes it. Oh, yeah. Love it.
That's one of the best shots we've seen right there.
Steady Nick Faldo.
Well, he got himself set. He backed away a couple of times, made his mind up what to do. He feels says he feels a lot more calm now, a lot more experienced. So I think where before, when he was so heavily criticized, he was trying to force things to happen.
But when he was being criticized, remember, he was only about a 24 or 5-year-old kid.
Well, he has a new wife and a new baby, too, and I think his personal life is a little better. And let's go down now to Al Trautwig and Roger Davis.
Well, Jack, as you might imagine, these are strange and difficult moments, perhaps, for Roger. You have no offense, no defense left. The only thing that might be able to help you is pressure and the course itself for the two men in front of you.
Well, that's right. I think Paul's just gone through 15, and now he's got the 2 holes into the wind, and of course the last hole's never easy with all those fairway traps, so I've just got to sit and wait. Actually, very similar to the Australian Open. I was finished in the Australian Open and had to wait.
And what happened?
I won by 1. I didn't even get to a playoff, which was good, but you know, I'm very happy with the way I played today. You know, I struck the ball well. I thought I was a little unlucky with 2 putts on 13, 14. And then maybe I got too aggressive on 15. I took driver off the tee and...
This is Paul Azinger on 14, putting for birdie. And it rolls on by. Roger, Jack Nicklaus was saying as you stood in the bunker on 18 that this may be perhaps the biggest shot of your life. Were you thinking anything along those lines as you stepped into the sand?
The only thing I was thinking of was that high front lip in front of me. You know, not, you know, just making sure to get it over the front lip. And, you know, luckily the ball, as you saw, got over the lip and at least gave me a chance to hold the putt. I was disappointed with my second shot because I hit a good shot off the tee and just blocked a 6-iron. I was off a slight side slope and just blocked it into the bunker. But very happy to be finished on 4 under.
What do you think your chances are?
I think they're still good. You know, it's the Open Championship, and even the best players can drop some coming down the line. And 16, the par 3, I think that's quite a difficult hole today. And, you know, he's yet to play that.
All right, Roger will be spending a lot of time in front of the television set, as will we, waiting to see what happens at the Open Championship. Let's go back to Jack Whitaker.
All right, Al, thanks very much as we look at the tented vintage and receive a salute as we go in to change some money. And we'll be right back with the continuation of the final round of the 1987 British Open. At 16, Nick Faldo to tie for the lead.
He took a run at it.
He sure did.
And some of those lately been a little tentative, and that one he made sure he hit it solid.
So it appears he'll have his 16th par.
Now that's a good hole to make 3 on if he makes this little one here.
The last couple of putts he's hit, it looks like he's decelerated coming into the ball. And when you decelerate coming into the ball, quite often you lose the putt to the left, as we all know coming down the stretch.
So play a little more break, right to the left. If I know I'm joking, I'm going to start playing for it.
There it is, 16th par today for Nick Faldo. It's 1 shot behind, but through a very difficult hole.
Very difficult hole and a very key tee shot coming up for Nick Faldo at 17.
This is Paul Azinger in the fog at the 15th tee on videotape. And right down the middle, is that right, Rossi?
Yes, Jack, that is perfect. About 160 yards from the green, a perfect layup.
Payne Stewart, 17th. 3rd shot at this par 5.
Exceeding expectations is difficult.
Payne at 3 under, 3 shots off the lead. And now
Jack, I'm with Michael Benalik, who is the secretary to the Royal and Ancient Golf Club. Of course, they're staging this 116th British Open Golf Championship. Michael, the weather hasn't cooperated, but the tight finish perhaps has made up for the Scottish mist we have today, and that means possibly a playoff. Could you explain what will happen?
Well, if it's a playoff, they play 5 holes aggregate. They start at the 10th, they play 10, 11, 12, 13, 18, and the winner is the one with the lowest aggregate for those 5 holes. If they're still tied, then they go into sudden death over the same 5 holes.
How were those holes chosen?
Well, you've always got to finish back on 18, and that was the easiest 4 or 5 holes. Sometimes it's 4 holes, but this was the easiest 5 holes to get back to the 18th tee, and of course starting from the clubhouse.
All right, thank you, and congratulations on a fine championship.
Thank you.
Michael Benalik, let's go back to Jack Whitaker.
All right, we looked at the 17th hole, that par 5, 550 yards, which on other days can be very helpful, but today is not. Here's what's happened in the championship. So when the wind has been the other way, you can see the 109 birdies to far out score the number of bogeys, but today is another story.
Important drive here with those fairway bunkers down the left side, and
If he can put the ball in the fairway, then he's got an opportunity to put it up, obviously, close to the green. If he doesn't put it in the fairway, he's got to lay up short of the cross bunkers, which means that he really eliminates a very good chance for birdie.
Ed Snead, can you see through the mist?
Well, he's put it right in the right center of the fairway. A very good tee shot. As Jack said, this is a tough tee shot into this win and a very important one.
At the 18th hole, Raymond Floyd, who truly did have that look this morning, but that he gets when he wins wire to wire.
really wanted to win this tournament, Jack. He would have been he would have been the 5th player to have won all 4 majors at different times in his career. And I think Raymond, he got the worst of the weather this week. You know, he played late and early on Thursday and Friday, which I think was a little harder weather conditions than the other players had.
Dane Stewart going briskly by.
Well, he's got to take a run at it now. He missed 5 very makeable putts in the first 7 holes of the back 9, and he's trying to win the tournament. He's not trying to just finish in a money position. It's the prize here of the cup that you're after, not the pounds that you might get.
Tom Watson also was very confident this morning before he went out.
Nothing like missing a couple of short putts right away to take that confidence right out of you, which is a shame because he started bad the last 2 rounds at our Open at the Olympic Club. Stroke has deserted him just when he needed it.
This is 15. A few minutes ago, the leader. Well, it looks like he got him over those cross bunkers.
There was one time that I think square grooves hurt him. Going downwind, the ball stopped going down that hill downwind, and that's not usual there.
Back at 18 now for Raymond Floyd. Stewart made par at 17, and he remains 3 shots off the lead with 1 hole to play. Raymond for par.
Very tall, erect. We've seen so much. Ball shouldn't break too much. Inside the right. Claimed another one.
Good 4. So Raymond Floyd finishes at +2, final round 76. And this would be a good time to go back to our colleague, Jim McKay.
Okay, Jack, thank you very much. They're coming down the stretch then in the gloom of Muirfield, the fog rolling in off the Firth of Forth. Look at the crowd, 7,000 in place, waiting for the champion. Azinger still leading by 1. Who's pulling for him today, huh? The most. We asked him.
My parents and my brothers.
Tell me why.
They've been so supportive. You know, times weren't always as good for me. I struggled a long time, and they always had faith in me. And, you know, I should have said my wife, too. She's been fantastic. You know, we went through some pretty bad times my first few years as a pro. We weren't making any money. As a matter of fact, we were losing a lot. And my sponsors hung in there and stayed behind me. And my wife was very, very supportive. And my brothers and parents never, ever suggested that I take up something else.